Hey, I'm Zayden and I just bought a school bus. I'm sitting in it right now, about 30 degrees in October in Minnesota. I'm gonna have to get a heater soon. I'm currently working on converting this into a living space for my dog Shadow and I. Plan is to travel the country and continue my career in wildlife biology. Probably just get some odd jobs here and there and move around. We'll see how it goes. A little bit about this bus. This is a 2007 Chevy Express. It's a 4-window short bus with a diesel Duramax engine. I don't know much about engines or cars, but hopefully this was a good choice. I've heard good things. I bought this from a guy in Wisconsin who's using it as a motocross/camper type vehicle. So he had some things built in here that I had to remove before I could really get started. Like he had a water tank, a fold-down bed, some brackets for his bikes. So that was the big first step. Was kind of just getting his stuff out. So far, I have almost completely gutted it. There's a little bit right behind me here still. It's got to come out. I've taken out all the walls, insulation. There were no seats in it when I bought it, thankfully, so I didn't have to deal with those. I've installed a new floor and I've modified the door a little bit. Next step is going to be to frame up the walls. I just bought the wood for that today, so should be getting to work on that tomorrow, hopefully. So I tried to take videos of what I was doing, but I'll be honest, recently I've just kind of been bad at that, so I'm gonna do my best to make sure I'm recording things. I do have some stuff I can show you guys today, and I'm going to do some voiceover over those videos and try to kind of explain my process, what I did wrong, what I kind of figured out worked, and we'll go from there, I guess. I'm definitely not an expert. This is not meant as like a guide. Don't follow my steps step by step. I'm figuring it out at the same time you guys are. I don't know, just thought I'd share. If you're interested, watch the videos. I also want to apologize. Some of the clips and pictures I took in portrait mode instead of landscape, so I threw in a nice background shot of Itasca State Park where I went earlier this month. Sorry about that. I will be better. So when I first got the bus, it was covered in all these stickers, and that was one of the first things I did, taking them all off. Hi Henry, good to see you. I did keep one on, it says Dad, just thought that was funny. The bus has already been painted, but I'll probably paint it again, maybe like a tan color, but that's gonna have to wait till the weather warms up again, so not for a while. A little bit of rust on the outside, not ideal. Hi Kylie. This tool bench came in, that was really nice. The AC was super helpful when it was hot out. He's got some shelves up on the walls, some insulation paneling thrown up, more stickers inside, and that tool bench again. Here I've started to remove some of it. First time I've seen the windows without any insulation there, so that's pretty cool. I debated keeping these water tanks, but once I opened them up and looked in, there was some gray sludge in there, so they went to the dump. Figured probably just safest to get new ones. Don't know what was in there. Here's my helper Shadow. He's a good boy. I think when I was working on this, I didn't realize the lights were changing colors, but that is super noticeable now. I would definitely recommend getting a good drill and an impact driver if you're starting a project like this. So I'm just kind of taking everything apart here, getting it out of the way. I did end up reusing a lot of this wood. Here's Dan. Hi, Dan. And here I've got everything taken apart, except those upper shelves, which I left for a while longer. And there was one seat there. Next up was taking out the old flooring. I first started by cutting and pulling out this vinyl. You can start to see how gross that subfloor is underneath. And these were just kind of glued down with some trim pieces along the outsides. This one piece along the door was giving me some trouble. I think all the screws were either rusted or corroded and just either stripping or breaking. But eventually we got that out. Then the side ones I was pretty easily able to just yank them up. We got all the vinyl out. You can see how gross the floor is. It's got 15 years of salt and dirt, and I mean this floor is gross, which I was expecting. That's why I'm pulling it out. I was definitely glad I did that once I started seeing it. This corner's completely rotted out. My friend Mason and I ripped all of the old subfloor out, and you can see there are some holes in the floor pan, which is not great. Decided then we should probably wash out all the salt and the dirt and stuff to get it nice and clean. Don't worry, I did pull out the side insulation, so any water that got in there from this is not there anymore. It took me a long time to figure out how to best remove rivets. I started with the angle grinder, and it worked, but definitely not well. Unfortunately, all of the side panels and the ceiling are riveted into this bus. I know some of them use screws, but that was not the case here, so I had a lot of rivets to deal with. And just the amount of time it took to grind one down just did not seem like the best option, and it was not. Here I'm using the wrong tools. It's not a hammer, and it's not a crowbar. Oh well. This is the first time I see that insulation. Once I get this panel off, I kind of realized how gross it was in there. And here I started to figure out the good method of getting out the rivets, which is drilling them out. That was a lot more effective. I missed a step here, which would have been to get a punch and punch out the center of the rivets. Once I started doing that, it was significantly easier to even drill them out. Sharp drill bit helps too. I think I was using an old one at this point. I got the side panels off, and I actually used those to kind of patch up those holes in the floor. I left little holes that were there from nailing in the subfloor. I figured, you know, if you spill something, if any water gets on your floor, then it can still drain out that way. But I wanted to patch up the big ones so that more water wouldn't come in through it. The next thing I did was paint some Rust-Oleum primer on the floor to stop any further rust or corrosion from occurring. The floor itself actually wasn't that rusty before. I was kind of surprised at that. There was a lot of corrosion from salt though. So here it is all painted up and drying. You always got to take a second to stare at what you've done. And then for the new subfloor, I glued 3-inch insulation panels down, and then I think it was 1/2-inch plywood on top of that. And I had to use just any weight I could find to hold it down while the glue was drying. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this. Again, if you have any advice, any criticism, just let me know and I'll read it and I'll take it into consideration. Hopefully if you enjoyed this, you'll continue watching. I'll try and keep showing what I'm doing. Thanks for stopping by and we'll see you later.